Our last speaker is being welcomed to the stage, Scott Roberts. He actually works in our cybersecurity department at TVA. I've been working with Scott for several years now. At TVA, if you're not aware, we're going through this DevSecOps transformation, and partnering with cybersecurity has been actually kind of fun. And Scott's part of the department, and he's here to talk to y'all.
Hello. So like Alex said, my name is Scott Roberts. I'm a cybersecurity specialist at TVA. Past 20 years I've spent in IT in general, and the last 10 in cybersecurity. And I have kind of made it my personal mission to reach out to people in IT to try to break down some of the barriers, right? I feel that relationships and communicating with the business is one of cybersecurity's most critical things we can do as we enter into this DevOps life that's coming up. And something that kind of stood out to me when I was looking at this open spaces board is whoever put up natural enemies, IT, security, and developers. If we have that open spaces, I would love to be a part of that and talk to that, because it's been my experience that those relationships are not hard to build. I think that developers in particular are very willing to work with cybersecurity if a handshake of trust kind of is established up front. And I believe that cybersecurity's role to reach out and actually establish that handshake, right? Help provide you guys with the tools that you need to develop secure code along the way, push left as much as possible so that in the 9th inning when you're ready to go to production, cybersecurity gets involved and is like, there's cross-site scripting here, SQL injection here. We know they're not false positives. We got to get this fixed, and now projects are, way behind. So I'd like to tell a story, and we'll start off with a show of hands. Who in here was personally impacted by the Equifax breach? Okay. Does anybody know what led to the Equifax breach? A couple people. So that's right, an open source library, particularly struts, right? And I know it's been multiple organizations I've been a part of, it's been hard enough just to enumerate the things that are out there, right? Getting a handle on how many web applications do we have? What are the frameworks involved? Are they in the cloud? Are they on-prem? And cyber honestly spends a lot of time trying to get their hands wrapped around that. And as we get into this DevOps future, I think we have an opportunity to really kind of get ahead of that to where, so I know at TVA, we've got a bunch of really good developers that we've worked with. We've got a handful that we've worked with very diligently to get an actual portal that developers can go to and they can register their application, and it's completely automated all the way to the point to where when they hit submit, our scanning tools are automatically populated, and as cyber people, we have that enumeration in place, right? So we can start tracking that. And this is kind of a social experiment on my part. How many people go to cybersecurity today for asset tracking by a show of hands? Like if you didn't know where your stuff was, would you go to cyber to find out where these things are? Anybody? Wow, I'm absolutely shocked. So so again, back to struts, right? If there was or back to the Equifax breach, because that struts library was out there, you're looking at a 90-day period of time to when struts was disclosed, right? A patch for that vulnerability was actually put out there, and from when Equifax was breached. So 90-day timeline. Had a relationship existed between cyber and the developers, in my opinion, you probably would have been able to address that if you had proper processes and procedures in place. So, again, relationships to me are vitally important. A lot of people in this crowd here I have worked with personally to kind of break down those barriers. So please, if you don't have and I didn't see the raise of hands also, who knows who your cybersecurity people are at your respective organization? Does everybody know who to reach out to work on these things? So, again, critically important. I think cyber should initiate that handshake. Cyber should get out there to you guys and say, hey, what can we do to get ahead of this? Because as things start getting pushed to the cloud more frequently and faster, security has to be involved in that process. And I believe that's my time for today. Thank you all very much.